Welcome everybody to a first of a play series of Slime Fun. I have a guest with me that we crossed paths with, it would have been about a week ago, wouldn't it, Karen?
Yes, it was about a week ago.
About a week ago.
I gotta push my button.
Oh, okay, right, okay. So Karen's a little bit. This is the first YouTube video for Karen, and she's a little bit nervous, but that's okay. She watched a few of our videos on Slime Fun, some of my old videos, and she's keen to showcase some of the things some of the things that she's learnt on Slime Fun. And I thought, well, let's get her onto YouTube and invite her around and see how she goes with it. So, Karen, what are we going to do today?
Today we're going to show everybody how to make an automatic cobblestone to dusts. We're going to make all of your dust, your aluminum, your copper, your gold,
Cool.
your zinc, your silver, all of
Okay.
this. We're gonna show you a very quick way to get it all going. Now, fair warning, some of the things that you're going to be making to make this is going to be very expensive, but this will get you started into the pieces that you need.
Yes, so that's right. And Slime Fun at the start does get a little bit grindy. So let me just flick back to my F5 position. Okay, so Karen, take it away. At the moment, we've started with a coal generator here, and I've left that here for your power generation. So from there, Karen, you can take it away and talk away, and I'll chime in and help out if you've got any struggles. Okay, so fire away, Karen, superstar. Let's go.
He's got his coal generator here, which what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little block down here, this orange one.
It
doesn't like anything. Yeah.
That's called a power regulator. Let me help you there. There you go.
What we're going to do with this power regulator is we're going to take it and put it directly underneath this coal, because what we need it to do is we're going to get it to power up. And see how we got 64 joules? Now, along this line that I've dug, I'm going to place another battery, the small energy capacitor. For this system, this is all you need for one piece, for one line of it. So you're going to take it, and you don't have to go very far away from it. And something else to know about it is that it's going to persist through the blocks you place between it. So if you have a block way over there and you place a block here, it's still going to pull the energy from that coaler.
And the maximum distance, Karen?
Maximum distance is 7 blocks?
7 blocks. Yeah, power is 7 blocks. Cargo management is 6 blocks.
Now, one little mistake I just made is when we go to place down our little factories here, we've got our electric furnace, we've got an electric gold pan, and we've got an electric dust washer. So what we actually should do first, let me get my pickaxe back here, and I'm going to we're going to take that battery back up, and I'm going to put a block down, and then I'm going to put the furnace, the electric furnace down. Now, what you're going to do after you do this is, because this furnace has to have power, so you come back around here with your little pickaxe, and you take that block out, and you put your battery underneath it. Now watch it turn green.
And the reason she did that, guys, is because you cannot place a machine or a block on top of these capacitors. You actually have to place the block down first and then place the capacitor in line with it. Now you can't, just as a pro tip here, when you use the capacitors here, you cannot place them diagonally to the machine, or the machine won't pick up the power. It can only be up, down, or north, south, east, and west. You can't actually place it diagonally. So for example, I mean, you can't place the capacitor here and expect it to power the machine. Okay, so just remember that. That's a pro tip. It has to be on either of the 6 sides. There you go, Karen.
And all right. Just remember the same thing goes when we're using the cargo machines that he showed us in his previous videos. The same thing goes with those. When you put your connectors down, they have to be in line with your power box, because otherwise it's not going to run through. So now, what you're going to do, Jill, could you give me a single chest right there? Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put our power down so you can see how the cargo stuff starts to work. I don't know if yours does it or not, but when I'm in my power supplies, they start to glow red. So I'm going to put
that's a number. Mine, I've actually turned on my effects off. What happens if you see the like red lines go to all the nodes and stuff? That's an effect in your video settings on Minecraft. So you can, if you're having a problem with lag on your computer and you're having all that sort of stuff, you can turn all those video settings off in your thing. Like mine, because my computer's close to 10 years old, I turn all that sort of stuff off just to keep myself a better gameplay. So you won't see that on my screen.
Yep. What I'm doing is I'm basically making myself a little bit of wiggle room here.
Sure.
What I'm going to do next is I'm going to attach to this side of the box because my cargo thingy here, the starter, is on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place down a connector. Now this connector on my screen shows a little red line going between it. His does not show it, but there's a line through it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a regular cargo node, the blue ones, and I'm going to attach it to the side of this box. And then I'm going to open the box, and I'm going to put cobblestone in it. And I'm just going to leave it on channel 1. And I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to come over here to our furnace, and I'm going to attach this.
So just before you keep going, Karen, I'm going to look into this input node for my viewers so they can see it. So what Karen's done, she's put some cobblestone in the inventory over here, and she said leave it on channel 1. This is the piece of wool down here, and you see the channel ID is 1 on the white wall. You've got 16 channels for these input nodes. Okay, and there's a little bit more you can look at here. And are you going to explain the whitelist and the blacklist, are you, Karen?
I probably won't be using the blacklist, but if they watch the other videos, they'll know what the white and blacklist does.
Good.
Now,
I'll put a link to the video I'll put a link to those videos in this description so you can check it out and see it. All right.
That's right. What we're going to do is later on, after we get this done, I even added some extra. I put 9 chests up and set it up to where it automatically sorts into 9 different chests.
Yeah.
So I'll show you that in a little bit. So what I've got the input, which is going to take the cobble from the chest, and it's going to put it into the system, and then it's going to take it over here, and I'm going to put an output, an advanced output cargo node on this chest. Hold on. There we are. I'm going to take a cargo node connector and stick it underneath it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up, and I do not have any cobble on me.
Got some cobblestone? Here we go.
Yes, please.
I can help you there.
I'll need some cobble. I'll need a little bit of sifted ore, and I don't need that much cobble. But we'll just show them when we put it in there when it gets the system going. So let's see. I'll need some sifted ore, and I will need
sifted ore. Can't you make the sifted ore with the cobble?
Yeah, we can. Well, the thing is, we need to put it into the cargo nodes and input and outputs to tell it what we need to input and output.
You want okay? Yeah, we can do that. So, okay, fire away, Karen. Just have a few technical difficulties there. We just needed to get some more resources for Karen to progress her tutorial. So take it away, Karen. We're all set to go.
All right. So after we get our chest set up with our input, our blue node, we're going to come over here to our furnace, and we're going to attach our output node, which is going to output our cobble into the furnace. So we're going to leave it on channel 1 on white, and we're going to put in a piece of cobble. That way it will go in there and it will only take cobble. Okay? So we got that.
That's because on the whitelist. So the whitelist, the white piece of wool there is the whitelist. It'll only take what's in the inventory.
That's right. It'll only take what I put in there. It's only going to take cobble from the chest and put it into the furnace. Now, what we're going to do next is I'm going to stay on this line here, and I'm going to put another input node on the back of this, and I'm going to input into this. I'm going to tell it that I want clay and I want flint. And I want, ooh, nope, not clay and flint. We're wrong. We need gravel to put in here. We need our gravel. And we want that on channel 2, which is orange. So I need a couple pieces of gravel to stick in there. Ah, there we go. Okay, I actually have that node in the wrong spot because something's going to happen if I put this down. It's not going to be in the right spot. So let me take this node off.
Sure.
And put it in the right spot. And to see if you realize what I just did and why I have to move it. If I put the node here and then I put a cargo connector here, what's going to happen? Nothing, because it is not in line with this cargo node over here.
Very good.
So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to stick my cargo node down. And on my screen it shows a little red line coming through.
Yep.
And it's going to persist through that battery. So now I'm going to take our little blue cargo node input and I'm going to stick it on there. And then I'm going to take our piece of gravel, stick it on there, and I'm going to change it to orange, our channel 2. So the only thing that's going to come out of this is gravel on channel 2.
Right.
Okay? Now, once I get that done, I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to put down our, where'd it go? Ah, here it is, our gold pan. Now this looks like a piece of brown dirt, chocolate dirt to me, but you really wouldn't think that it is what it is, but it is what it is. And we're going to pull the block underneath it, and we're going to put down our small energy capacitor because it does take energy. Now something I just noticed is where, did it go through?
Yep, it's all good.
Is this one green?
You're within the 7 block line of each capacitor. Now, just again a pro tip: we did say 7 blocks for energy. You can go out 7 blocks. On the 7th block, you place a capacitor. From there, you can go another 7 blocks, and you can go in any direction again. That's north, south, east, west, up or down. So what Karen's done is she's extended about further. Now, this capacitor here is more than 7 blocks from your regulator, but it's within reach of this capacitor here, so it's going to work. Away you go, Karen.
Okay. Now, this one is going to be a little bit trickier because of what we're going to be having coming out. I'm going to have to put another cargo node down. Basically, the reason being is because of how many things are going to be going through this block itself. So I'm going to put a cargo node here, which is going to bring me, in my screen, it shows up a red line. And I'm going to put another one here, and I'm going to put another one here. Now, that brings the system together. And again, just like I did over there, I'm going to put another one over here because we're going to have 1 input. We're going to have 2 outputs.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my input here. There we go. All right. Now, remember when we open these up and program the first time, and if you try to change it, they have issues. So only program it once. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the channel. We're going to change the channel to orange because it's going to output it as orange. And it's going to take only the orange input. The only input that it's going to take is the gravel. Okay? So it's going to take the gravel that the furnace has turned into the furnace has taken the cobble from the chest, turned it into gravel. The system's going to take the gravel out and put it into this block. Okay?
Actually, Karen, so you've got an input now. Just to clarify here, these when Karen talks about the inputs and the outputs, it's not an input into the machine. It's an input into the cargo management system. Same for the output. It's not an output into the machine. It's not an output from the machine. It's an output from the cargo management system. So it's a little bit of confusion there, and some people might find that a little bit confusing. But just remember that when you're talking about the inputs and outputs, you're talking about inputting and output from the cargo management system.
Correct.
Now, Karen, you've got an input to the cargo management system here that shows an orange channel, which is channel 2, and gravel. And you're saying it's going into the cargo management system, and you're going to send that over to this one here?
Yes.
but that's an input. So now you've got an input going into an input.
Yeah. Nope. You're right. Haha. Sorry.
That's okay. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. It's all good.
It's all good. All right. So what I'm going to do, he's right. Did put it on an input. So I'm actually going to line up the input node with the output node.
That's a
For
good
the
idea.
simple fact it'll be easier to understand how to do it later.
Yes.
So I'm going to take this, I'm going to stick it on there. I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to put my piece of gravel. Where'd you go? Where'd it go?
I might have it. Here you go. I'll put it in. Piece of gravel in there.
Nope. Piece of gravel in there. Change the channel to orange or number 2. Okay.
Yep.
So you got your gravel, you got channel 2, and it's going to match up with the blue node over there to the orange node over here. Now, I'm going to put another input node, which is going to put input into the system. Remember what we said, into the system, not into the crusher. So we're going to input to the crusher, and we're going to open it up, and we're going to change, the first thing we're going to do is change the channel to 3, which happens to be my favorite color, purple. So if anybody ever comes and visits me on the server, everything will be purple. I guarantee it.
Okay, we'll make a note of that.
I love purple. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to take our sifted ore, and I'm going to put it in this box.
So you got your sifted ore. So just so that we can say we've got an output from the input channel over here on the orange, which gravel's going into here. Now the gravel is going into the electric gold pan. So the gold pan is now being powered and putting out sifted ore. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, good.
But the other thing that it's going to put out is it's also going to put out clay and flint.
Okay.
Now, granted, we do need some flint for some of the cargo machines that we do use. But we will not need as much as this machine is going to make us. So we are
Agreed.
going to want to filter that out, and we're going to filter out our clay as well. So that is what I'm fixing to do next. I'm going to take an input node, which is our blue ones, and I'm going to stick it over here because I want it to input the system. And I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to put it on channel 4, which would be blue, light blue.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm going to take a piece of flint and stick a piece of flint on there. I'm going to take a piece of clay and stick a piece of clay in there. So now what this machine is going to do is it's going to look at it and say, okay, I have a piece of clay, it goes out on this channel. I have a piece of flint, it goes out on this channel.
Yes. Yep.
I have a piece of sifted ore, it's going to go back out on the other channel, on the purple channel.
Good.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to put down another connector right there. Now, here's a neat little trick about learning something with connectors and how things work. I'm actually going to be putting down a chest first, and then I'm going to be putting a trash bin down. Now, the reason for the trash bin is that trash bin is going to take that flint and throw it away immediately. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to put your chest down. Then you're going to come over here to the side, and you're going to say, I'm going to output it from the system, which using your advanced cargo net. I'm going to stick it on there, and you're going to open it up. Now, I like to use colors when I do things, and I love Sesame Street. So I happen to go through and I seen green, which is channel 6. So I'm going to take that flint and I'm going to put it in Oscar's trash bin from Sesame Street. He's green. He's going into the green bin.
Okay.
So I'm going to put that in there. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come back a little bit further now. Just a couple more blocks over here. Don't have to go very far because this is pretty much just where you're going to be collecting your clay. You're going to take another cargo node, the connector, and you just drop it down. And what you're going to do is you can put a chest here, and you can even mark with a picture frame or a sign or something that this is going to be your clay output. Oh shoot! Remind me to go back to the trash can.
Sure.
We have to put the trash can on here. So we're going to put another advanced cargo output node, which is going to take the clay out of the system. And what it's going to do, I'm going to go in here, and we're going to go, let's see, we went with 6 green, so we're going to go over here to channel 7. Channel 7 is pink, my other favorite color. Looky
Just
there.
a light shade of purple.
Right. So we're going to take our clay and we're going to stick our clay up in that box. Okay? So it's set for pink and purple as our outputs of the 2 things that we don't want. All right, so that's set. Now that the system has gotten to the point to where we've got our clay output, we've got our flint output, I'm going to take a couple blocks of cobble just to show you that it's going to go into this system. It's going to take it from the chest, it's going to take it to the furnace, to the crusher, and it's going to output it over here. So I'm going to open this chest up. I'm going to put some cobble in it, and immediately the cobble leaves. Did you happen to see that?
Yep, it went straight from the chest into the machine, and you open the machine up, you can see it being used here.
That's right. See how it's taking it to stone. Why is it turning it into stone? It should not be turning it to stone.
It's an electric furnace here.
Shouldn't we have...
Should be an ore grinder.
Yep, you're right. I screwed that one up.
No, that's okay. That's fine. That's what we're here for. So the electric furnace works the same as a standard furnace with coal, and that'll turn whatever the furnace does into whatever it is there. So what we really need is a electric ore grinder. So let me just get that for you. Everything else that Karen's done here is pretty much straight down the line. It's exactly correct. There's a few channel issues there I might just pick up on, Karen, but let me just get ore grinder and we'll show this again. Just bear with me.
Yes, I probably will. Let's see. Then I'm going to take this block out from underneath it, then put back down our battery and watch it turn green.
Another pro tip. Don't stress if it doesn't turn green straight away. I've noticed that there's a little bit of a glitch in Slime Fun. There sometimes those capacitors don't change color like that all the time, and it could be a video thing. It could be whatever. So don't stress. If the machine works, it means you've got power coming through the capacitor.
Okay, now I did not have, we got lucky, and I don't have to change the inputs and outputs on that one.
Okay, so let's throw some cobble in here again, and let's show our viewers how it all works.
Okay.
That one.
All right.
So there we go. We filled it up with cobble, and now she's churning out gravel. And notice how the gravel's disappearing straight away. It's doing that because it's identifying in the input node over here that on channel 2 it says, oh, I've got to send the gravel somewhere. So it's taken it out of the machine into channel 2, which is the orange channel, and over here into the dust washer. And you notice the gravel's coming into the dust washer. It's coming through the cargo management system, right, and into the dust washer, and it's making sifted ore. Now it looks like the sifted ore is not going anywhere, Karen. Is that what you wanted?
Well, at the moment, yes, because we're going to be sending off the clay and the flint here in just a minute.
Okay. Now, if we have a look at these outputs here, you've got flint and clay on the blue channel going into the system.
Yes.
Okay. If you look at this channel here, you've got flint on the green channel.
Yes.
So this node is looking for a input node on the green channel to receive from.
It is looking for the flint.
Yep.
It's going to look for the flint. Just watch the magic.
Okay, I will.
Okay, now I'm going to put, this one is set up for clay. Is anything in the box?
There is something in the box, yes. I haven't seen it grow yet, so I'm just going to keep an eye on it, see if it grows.
Okay.
Oh,
now,
it does. Look at that. You're right. You were so right. The clay has grown. I just saw some clay go into there. Well, that's very interesting because I've always matched the input and output nodes with the channel IDs to get the items where I need them to go. But what you've done is you said, I'm going to put an input node on the blue channel into the system, and I'm going to have an output on the green channel. So that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. That's really interesting. So you could, yeah, okay.
And now here's where the magic works. Now you cannot take a cargo node. I'll go over here a second and watch this. You cannot take a trash can down, but you cannot place an output connector to it. It just will not connect.
That's correct.
So
Let me show the viewers for the screen. So if I hit shift and put it down, or I try and connect it down, it just won't do it. It won't allow me to put anything on it.
Exactly. So that is the reason why over here that we have put down a chest first and told it this is what goes into this node. Now what we're going to do here is the magic. I'm going to take this box up. Come on. There we go. And we're going to put this trash can down. And what's going to happen is it's going to filter out the flint into this output node straight into this trash can. Now, if you watch closely, if you stay on it long enough, you'll see it happen. You got to watch closely enough because it's really fast. At least on my server it is.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's going to do it or not, but it does work because there's no other place for the flint to go.
That's correct. So if there's no other place for the flint to go and it doesn't build up in here, it means it has to be going into the trash can, which is really, really good because the actual Slime Fun wiki on the website doesn't show you how to do this. It just says, yes, the trash can works with a cargo management system. And it took us probably, I don't know, probably a half hour or so, or an hour of just fiddling around to get this to work.
Yep.
When we had a bit of a play.
Now, the next item we're going to use is we're going to use an electric dust washer. Now, what this is going to do is this is going to take our dust, our sifted ore, and it's going to turn it into the different dusts that we have. Now, again, you place your machine down on a block, and you break the block under it and put down your small energy capacitor. Okay, watch it turn green. It is on and running. Also, okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a block there, and we should be golden here. So now I'm going to take, remember, our cargo nodes are going to connect. I'm going to try and speed this up just a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to take an output. I'm going to take an output because I've got an input. Okay, it's outputting our sifted ore. So the system is going to come over here and it's going to say, listen, I need to take out some sifted ore. And it is on channel, what does we say? It is on purple. So this is where we do have to watch our channels. Now, we don't have to watch them with the flint and clay, but we watch them for this one here. So we put it on there and we open it up and we're going to take it to channel 6. Right? Is that where we went? No, where do we go? Nope, 3. We were on channel 3.
That's right.
Okay. So I'm going to take our sifted ore and I'm going to stick our sifted ore in there. Okay. So now this machine is going to take sifted ore. What it's going to do next is we're going to, is it coming in?
Yep, it's working beautifully. We got
all
copper
right,
dust.
now,
good.
Okay. Now watch this. I'm going to take the output or the input. Yeah, the input, the blue node, and I'm going to stick it on there and I'm going to open it up and I'm going to put it to channel 4, which was a light blue, correct?
Yep.
No.
Yeah,
no,
that's right.
Did we use what channel did we use over there on the crusher? Was it 4? Yes.
That's for the flint and clay, yeah. So if you put channel 4 on, no, that should be okay because you can't go.
That should be okay.
You can't go input to input.
Right. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take all of our little dusts that we want, and we want all 9 of them because there's 9 different ones. And we're going to start sticking these in here. So the only thing that it's going to output it, I'm missing one. Which one am I missing? Lead, iron, aluminum, magnesium, copper, gold, tin, zinc, silver.
Silver.
We're missing silver.
Probably a little bit hard to get silver. Let's keep going, Karen. We know the concept is there.
All right, so we got all these in there. We're going to leave them and forget about silver for the moment. Yep. All right, then that's set. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to put a chest down. There's our chest. Now we're going to take a connector and stick it right here on this part right here. And then we're going to take one of our output nodes, our advanced output nodes. Watch this. We're going to stick it on the box. We're going to stick it there. We're going to change it to, let's see, what channel did we use? Yeah, light blue, channel 4. We're going to keep them the same as the input. I'm going to take these and put these down up in here. Whoops. Up we go. Sorry guys, it's a little long.
That's okay. No, we're good. We can. There's a bit of editing we do. We can get this down, and it's not such a long video yet, so that's all good.
So there we go. We're going to stick it in there. It's all set up. And if you look in the box,
Here
voila,
we start
just
storing
your
dust.
dusts.
Awesome.
Now, what I have done on one of the servers that I play on is I have actually made a 3x3 U-shaped place, and I have 3 chests here, 3 chests there, 3 chests there. So you can make them double if you want, depends on how much room you want. But then I've taken and gone and put an output or another input, and then I would tell it, okay, I want this chest to take aluminum, I want this chest to take copper, I want this one to take lead, and I put each one in its own chest,
Okay.
is what I've done.
Right.
That way I don't have to come to this chest and take them all out and go put them into another chest.
Okay. Excellent.
Basically what I've done is I condensed it down to where it only comes out when to the chest that it needs to go to. Now if you're looking, see how fast this is coming out?
Yeah, it's coming out brilliant. That's the beauty.
Right.
And bear in mind, these machines that we put in are only the level 1 machines. Okay, so what I'm going to do, Karen, is I'm going to take you and the viewers to my home base. Now you see my home base before, and I want to.
Oh yes.
I want to show the viewers the way I've set it up. This way works really well, and I love this trash can system. This is I've been looking for something like this for a long time, and that's a really cool idea.
This is your very basic setup, because what we're fixing to show you is more very complex and more involved, but this will get you started to get your dust.
Yes.
And once you start getting your dust, you can start turning them into ingots and start getting your billion ingots and all those other ingots that we need to make things.
Okay. So what you've done here is you've spread it right out for us. We can actually save some resources and stack these machines. So what do you think, Karen? Do you think we should go to my base, and show them how I've done my machines?
Oh please, let's do.
Okay. Let me get you there. I'll get to home base and I'll TP you across. Okay. So what I've got here is pretty much exactly the same as Karen has done on her tutorial there. I've got, you can head down below, I've actually got an Android digging up cobble for me. So I'm taking a little bit step the other way, but basically that's a chest filling up with cobblestone that feeds into these machines. Now, we look at here, we have the electric ore grinders filling up with cobblestone on each of these pillars here. See the ore grinder? Okay, there's power behind these, there's capacitors behind each of these machines to power them. And underneath, you notice you don't see any cargo nodes here. Karen, you see this?
Yeah.
If you look underneath, and if I just knock out a block underneath here, you see the cargo node underneath there.
Right.
That is feeding all 3 of those.
All three of these inputs and outputs, exactly. Because
Yes. So
there is one over here too.
That's correct.
See, right down there.
Okay.
And it does power all 3, so it saves resources. Which, trust me, you're going to want to save your resources.
Okay, so that's this basically this machine here is what Karen made over at the other base. So it's an ore grinder, it's a electric gold pan, and it's a dust washer. Okay, and the dust washer there. Now, if you look at the channels here, we have a input node here on the white channel for cobblestone. So cobblestone is feeding into there. Now, if you look at this one, Karen, I've blacklisted this one on the channel ID, which means everything coming out of this machine is going to go into the system. Now, when you put a blacklist, if I was to put something else in this list here, in this item here, like gravel or something, it wouldn't take the gravel. So now this is saying, I'm going to take everything that you've got. Okay, so the blacklist says, I'm going to take it all. All right, so from here then, that's on the the white channel. So up here on the white channel, I'm only going to take gravel. So we know that the ore grinder turns topple stone into gravel and nothing else. So I've just said, all right, blacklist that, put all the gravel up into here on the white channel, and go into our ore washer here, our electric gold pan, sorry, on the white channel.
Yep.
Over this side, again, I've blacklisted. I'm taking everything and putting it into the system. Now, I haven't done what you've done. Right? I haven't made a trash can and separated out the clay and the flint. I've collected all the flint and collected all the clay. Yeah, I'm a bit of a hoarder when it comes to Minecraft. I don't throw too much out.
Ooh, that's a lot of flint and clay.
It is, and I'll show you that in a minute. So now from the electric gold pan, I have in the white channel ID, I have sifted ore going into the dust washer. Okay, and what I've done here is I've blacklisted it, so everything coming out of the dust washer is going into the system in here. So where do you think it's all going, Karen? I've got everything blacklisted and everything's coming out into the system.
It's going into a storage bin.
Okay, come around here, I'll show you.
It's going into storage. No,
over
let's check
here,
the spiders. Where's the spider?
Oh, probably down below. That's all right.
Okay.
So these are the storage bins I have here. All right, these are the bins. So I've got, if you look, I've got them all separated. All right, iron dust, lead dust. It's all separated into here. So what I've done is, rather than, if you look behind here, you have our output nodes. I now have on the orange channel, ID channel 2, I have flint. If you look at this one, I have the white channel on channel flint. Now I do that because there's a couple of machines in there that I've done that generate flint. So this one here is the one that Karen set up over at Spawn. This one here is making flint as well, but this one is making me sifted ore. It's actually taking the sifted ore and put it into an ore grinder instead of a dust washer. All right, because if you put the sifted ore into an ore grinder, you get different materials.
You'll get sulfur ore.
Yeah, and you use the sulfur ore for some other things.
Yep.
All right, so these, and we'll cover those a little bit later on in some other video tutorials. So I'm not going to cover these machines too much just yet, but this is the one that Karen made here, and I separated them all.
And pretty much what he did is he just compacted it down.
Exactly.
To make it a little bit smaller.
That's right. Saved a few resources, and I've actually done so. Rather than sift it out earlier, I've actually sifted it out at the end, and I've put all the items at the output node where the chest is. All right, so it works. So I've actually done what you were going to do in your video and separated things out into chests like this. Okay. Don't worry about input node there. That input node there is for the gold dust, and we'll cover that a little bit later on. So,
of gold dust.
That's it, Karen. You've done an awesome job. I'm glad I helped you out a little bit there, and you've learnt a little bit about slime fun. Well done, great tutorial. You've got a really clear voice there, and we're going to keep it there, guys. If you like this video, if you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button. Leave some comments in the comments below, and we will answer them. Actually, notice Karen, she can answer these before. It's all right. And we'll see you on the next tutorial. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.